Hello, hello everyone. How's it going? How is it going, my friends? Hope all is well. We're exactly at 50% of the weekly range, so you want to be careful. I can frame it both ways at the moment. So just waiting for a little bit more confirmation, but I'm more bullish than bearish at the moment, but I'm expecting the unexpected. Let me see. So these blue lines are the monthly TGIF level. So the monthly range between 40, and you can see we're not going, we're already at 40%, 20, 30, 40. And we're bouncing off this. So I do think we're going to go over it and go back into it. Now I'll do the weeklies we have in, yeah, see is going up. 6 past 10, let's see. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to go all the way back up here. The level that I was looking for yesterday. I'm bullish. Okay to be wrong. Everything is pointing out to the upside. Oh. Let's see what happens. What happens at 937-ish if we get over that level. I do want to go over the midpoint of the end wall opening range gap of today. That will be my confirmation. But I think we are going to extend up to. But I'm okay to be wrong. We engulf this. It passed. Test test. Test test. It's very tricky in the sense because we're at 50% of the weekly range. So we always say we don't dabble in the middle. That goes for any middle. You always want to be careful. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to go to my 9-minute, and here I want to go to my 1 hour. You can see this blue line here. That's the monthly level. This is the monthly 40%. So weekly 50%, monthly. Hey, Entropy. Jim, it's you, right? If I see correctly? Did you change your name? Yeah, I wonder if we are going. I mean, it's sort of like hanging on this 40% of on the monthly. So I don't think it looks very bullish to me. It just needs to get away from this area. So 817 is for me very important, but we haven't gone. Any body hasn't gone below it, and we are now above this level here as well. So let's see. I'm going to switch off a few opening range gaps because I don't think we need them. I'll switch them back on if necessary. Just these. I just want these on. Here we go. That's all I need. So it's very conflicting. If you look at this, we have 7.2 and we went exactly with the wicks to 702, but the bodies are on the monthly not going below the 40%. So this is the monthly range. It's the last day of the month. It's always You know, it's always good to have the 20, 30, 40% range on your chart, because what you want to see is if price is hovering between the 20, 30 and 20 and 40%. Because sometimes with TGIF, it doesn't matter if it's the monthly or the weekly, it can just bounce around and it will bounce. You'll see these levels being respected a lot. This is the monthly. Again, I'm just saying the bodies are not going below the 40% of the monthly range. So let's see. So one could argue on the monthly, we went back into the range. So has it met its monthly objective? Yes, it could have, right? So you always have to keep that in mind. Like, okay, scenario one is we're going to extend back to that range, and but maybe that retracement yesterday was the monthly retracement back into the range. So the weekly went all the way back almost to the weekly. So maybe we should not expect too much today, right? So I'm just thinking, like, what is more has a higher value, the monthly or the weekly, right? In this sense, maybe the monthly. But let's see, we might just expand to the upside. So the 40 and it's a little bit hard to see because now these are the weeklies that you see, and these are the okay, let's see. I'm just watching this opening range gap, what we're doing here. Papa, what time is it? 10. So, is there anything about the name, Jim? Entropy GT. What was the it's not, it's just a few letters that you changed, or does it have a different meaning? Is it a change because of the, let me get my coffee, where's my coffee? Okay, we are slowly working our way up into this wick, right? I like this. Yeah, I'm doing a paper trade now. I really like this, the way it's behaving. It's a little bit 1013 below this, TP 73. Daily open is here. Settlement price. I stopped out again. You see, that's why I'm just paper trading. But this could be the retest. No one could pronounce the other. Entropy is confusion. Okay, I like this. Still very bullish. Bullish, but are we going to go all the way to that level that I think? Maybe not. But I don't want to be bearish today. I think it's too... could the monthly go below this level and back in? Could be, yes. But just want to make sure that the on today's Pam, pam, pam. Yeah, I'm bullish. I'm getting in again. I know I'm just trying. Stop loss. Should be midnight. I'm gonna take a larger stop loss here. Just a paper trade, guys. I'm not looking at the levels. I'm just looking at the 1 to 2 hour because my TP is going to be quite high. Pom pom. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get the. Let me check something. 26, 267. 970. That's a safe one here. Equals, equals, equals. Lows. We could consolidate all day as well. I mean, this could be consolidation. The monthly technically hit its objective already. Monthly here, we are now here in this area here. Could bounce around between here. Yeah. Weekly candle, wick. buy side, buy side, buy side. Okay, let's see. I'm still bullish. I'm more bullish than bearish, but like I said, I'm all fully okay to be wrong. Not trading any live accounts, not trading any. Are you or ATP watcher at the? Yes, 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 I am actually. How do you know? Am I trapped? I watched the Australian Open just now. I watched Djokovic win. It was a crazy match. I watched both the semifinals today. Yeah, crazy that Djokovic won today. I mean, he was very lucky with his opponents getting ill, but he just, I mean, the guy proved himself so many years. So I think, at the last phase of his career, he deserves to win. Those other guys, they will win. So many others. I mean, they're next level. Alcaraz and even Sinner. I mean, they'll get their share. So I think it's okay if Djokovic wins a few. It's more than okay. Test. Yes, still working. I'm testing my microphone. Yeah, I'm also. It's not like, oh, someone got lucky once in a while, and he really gave the best. I think they both played the best tennis ever, and even he had 2 walkovers, right? I think 2 in the but because it's him and he really proved himself in so many ways, it's okay. Yeah, but hey, listen, Jane. In all honesty, I think Alcaraz, he really is a mix of. You can see Federer in him, Nadal, and Djokovic. So I think he's next level. I love Alcaraz. I mean, this is next level shit. But hey, listen, today was really. I mean, I really enjoyed the game. I was like, oh my god, I hope it's not. I don't wanna. I don't wanna miss the end. Yeah. Hey, these guys have been watching the best of the best, right? And you can really see the influences of that Alcaraz has. Oh, he can literally. Oh, I'm stopped out. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing anything with my because of the monthly as well. I don't want to risk anything today. Where are we at? You see the bodies are not going below this blue line. Let's see if it stays here. But yeah, I love watching Grand Slams, guys. I love it. I'm always sad that it's finished. Gone long. There's a nice imbalance on the high time frame. Yeah. I have a long bias too, Fox, but I'm just wondering how high we can go today because it's already 10:24 and we're just consolidating. I'm looking at the monthly levels, so I'm also like tracking what the monthly is doing. Um, let's see. We did create equal lows here as well on the lower time frame, so I must also say here this also looks a little bit juicy, but we'll see. Just gonna wait. So these blue levels, these are the TGIF levels of the monthly candle. This is 40%, 30%, 20, and these are the weekly. This is the weekly range. So we are exactly around the 50% of the weekly range, and we always say we don't dibble in the middle, and that also goes for weekly ranges or anything. So if you see that, you want to be very careful, okay? So that's why I'm just paper trading. We have wicks, we have 50%. We are at the 40% of the monthly. Let's see if we can break that. I am more bullish than bearish, but I'm not going to put my money on the line today, if that makes sense, considering that we already, I don't know, we already meet our objective for the monthly candle? So are we going to go lower and then go back in the range here, or are we going to hover around this area? Mm. Still no break of the 40%. It's a low probability area right now for me. A very low probability. Let's have a look at gold, by the way. I'm going to do the same thing. Dolly! My Dolly, what are you doing? Pum 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 pum. Up, we'll go down. I want to have this one. I want to prefer this one. Yeah. Okay. Equal, relative equal. Hmm. Oh, and Q broke to the downside. Hey, M2, depends on you. Hey, a very interesting price bound price action today. Yes, it's Friday. It's Friday. We've been creating some equal highs here in the opening range gap. I don't know if we're really going, just don't trust it too much. If you look at the SPY options for OD and see about the middle for puts and calls, you may be able to determine whether they will try and pin price. No idea. Jim, you have to elaborate on that. I wonder if we really get, if we're going to get a really large movement today. Let me switch around. We're still around the 50. We do have a flat bottom here, so we could go all the way here. You know what's interesting though? If I reverse the monthly is exactly on the 80% of the weekly. And the low. I might have to switch bias. Yeah, so I'm also looking at the monthly levels, Alex. Yes. If I switch the 20, 30, 40%, the 20% of the monthly is exactly on the 80% of the weekly. So if we would go down, well, let's see. We need to move away from the 50%. I can frame it both ways, so I'm staying out. Jim, share your target is previous day low. I have I'm not. Maybe at some point I might be interested that see how price is going. I don't know if we're going to take out the low. We might go into this gap here, volume imbalance, and then hover around here, possible. We might not get the low today. Maybe we do, but maybe we don't. Friday is always hard to, it's quite a way down to take all the way out and then take the low. Let's just watch. I'm not going to put my money on the line, guys. I can still frame it both ways. If I see both, I just stay out. When in doubt, stay out. OTE. Okay, we went to 50% of the OTE level. And a wick, so we could go back up. Yeah, please do, Jim. So it's 50%. We're back at 50. Low probability, but I'm still more bullish than bearish. if that makes sense. But I'm also expecting the unexpected today on a Friday, because we could also go here. But the monthly is sort of like, I'm wondering if the monthly is done with this objective for the, but this is also very nice. And you know why I'm getting hesitant a little bit? Because if we start moving, how many points is it? It's 1030. Let's say we go here. Well, it's only 300 points. We could do 300 points in 1 hour, right? Or maybe we still have half a day. Or more than half a day, obviously. We could easily do this. We could easily do 400 points. But do we do that on a Friday? 300 points during lunch and then just consolidate, possible? Tricky, tricky, guys. And the price is above the 40% again of the monthly. It's just making wicks below that level. So wicking, wicking, wiki, 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 wiki. Yeah, okay. 38, 38, 38. 949. Maybe we're not going to extend until 950ish. Maybe that's max to before 11. Maybe that's it. That's the range. Maybe is that correct? Am I seeing that correctly? Maybe max 950. Let's see. We can reach 950 for the AM session range. 950. 950. Is that a trade? Can I put that on? Let me see. 950. That will be around here. Okay, I can see that. 950ish. Maybe just a small little pop. A little pop pop. 950 into this wick here. Yeah, until 11. That's maybe the max, maybe, or are you going to expand? So this is all the build up. We're going to take that out most likely. And maybe go over the 50% of the opening range gap. A breaker and going wickless candle equals relatively equals 950. I can see that happening. Yeah, but we're around the 50% of the weekly range, but I see us going to 950-ish. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a paper trade on until 11 o'clock. I think that's a good 950-ish. I'm going to put that here. I'm only paper trading today, guys. And I'm playing time. 950 to 10. After 10:10, if it doesn't reach it, I'm out. Going to 30 seconds now. This should be here. Yeah. 950. We've got all this engineered liquidity created. 10 o'clock. This has been created at 950. Yeah, here we go. But once we go over the 50% and the body closure, I might be more interested in a long. But I'm just going to take shorter trades now, because every time I go for a long trade, I'm either stopped out, it goes back into the range. I'm done with that. Because I see a lot of gaps here as well, so I'm a little bit careful. But I think we might have this as a 11 o'clock range, and then we'll see. We'll reassess again. It's going to go for smaller trades. Just looking for logic and smaller moves. You need to go over this level here. 1042. See, this is what I mean. So this is 50%. Again, we could go back into the range now already without even going here. So that's why I'm not putting my money on the line. See all these gaps here, all these little, it could just wick back all the way here to balance out these imbalances here, and then go back up, right? You see what's happening? We've got equal lows here. Breaker. Uh, 1043. If I'm stopped out, I'll wait until we retest this area, then go back in maybe for a long. Let's see. Because this is a proper retest. This is a beautiful area, actually. I'm on the 30 seconds here because I can't see that on. Let me see in the 1 minute if that gives me a. Oi. What are you doing? Here, go to the 1. It's a 1 candle, but on the 32nd, it's a 2 candle construction. Equal lows here. So it could go back and then retest this and then go back higher. So let's see what happens if this is before the 1050 macro. 27 3 lies. No, you have to refresh, I think. Hold on. Thank you. Oh yeah, there's only 3 likes. Well, but it's okay, thanks. Well, I'll give myself a like today. I like myself today. It's Friday. $10.45. Okay. We're still not over the 50% of the opening range gap. Okay, there we go. Taking out this liquidity that was created at 10.13, 10.12. See if we can take it higher. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love you, NQ. Now, I don't want to really raise my TP because we got equals here. I just wanted to go spike up and take it out and just get it over and done with. But we have a N walk here. Maybe I should. Let's see. Why did I have this level? There was something with this level. I said, oh, this is the max level, maybe that it can reach before 11 o'clock. That was what I said, okay. 27. Let's see. Okay, we've got the 1050 macro coming. Asia high was taken. Are we going to go into this wick here? I'm still bullish, but it's just hard to trade this. Macro 1051. What are we doing? So why, for those who are asking, why are you not taking out your stop? If I get stopped out, I journal it. Why did I get in? Did it not? I should have waited maybe for the retest. It's about journaling my trade. So if I get stopped out, I entered, because I did mention, okay, we got a breaker here. Maybe it's not ready to go there. Maybe it needs to retest first. There we go. So I journal that. Now, normally I would have gotten out here if I see, okay, we hit the 0.33 level and we are macro starting, so we could have a downward movement for the first part of the macro. Retest this, either go back up or we're going to break this breaker and go further down. So that will give us a lot of information, but I'm still bullish. Just not interested in trading. Now this is a nice retest. If it's a bullish retest and it stays above or goes into the breaker and just retest and goes back up, that's a nice trade though. Let's see what it does. Or is it just going to fill and then go back down, all the way down? This is going to fill, then we might have to turn bearish. We have to go let go of our bias. But let's see if price can go below, again, the 10 o'clock. So this is an important level now. I'm watching that level. It matches the 40% of the monthly range, and the 10 o'clock is around that area as well. So I just hope it just retests here, and then it might trampolines back up to the upside. Yeah, that's what I like to see. 1054. Wick. Let me go to the 30 seconds because it's a little bit clearer. Breaker. Oh, we did have one retest already. That was the move up here. Okay, so could be a weak. It's already retested once, so you will have to be careful with the second one. A little bit more aware, but because we did take out this liquidity here and we just didn't take out this high. Okay. ES turning Phil. Do we have SMT, by the way? Thanks to watch SMT. I think there's a lot of people going short all the time, and they're going to be they're being their faces are being ripped off continuously. So I'm saying. Any plans for the weekend? I was actually thinking to go to a wildlife park nearby, Shishlue. It's 1 hour drive from here, so that might be is my Sunday. Yes, yes, yes. So we might go there on Sunday. Tomorrow I have to do some stuff, so but maybe on Sunday I might go to Shishlue and then hang out, just drive and watch some elephants and some rhinos and just be in nature. We'll see. Depends. I need to do a lot of things, so we're still in the breaker area. What about you, Fox? What are you going to do? I'm still bullish, by the way. No, I'm not going to put my money on the line, but it just still looks bullish to me, more bullish than bearish. It just feels very trappy for the bears all the time. I just don't think it's going to go down further. I think it's going to respect this level, this blue level here. Um, yeah, it's 11 now. 11, 10:59, almost 11. I have work on Sunday, then I'm hosting an open mic in the evening, which also work. Saturday probably play some guitar. Oh, you play the guitar, that's nice. Cycling indoors through a smart trainer. So that's everything. That's a nice weekend. I didn't know you played the guitar. That's interesting. I like that. Um, is a specific genre that you play? See, we keep hovering around the 50%, right? We keep on going back and forth here. So low probability area. Um, we are still wicking above. There's no bodies below this. Yes, we went below this, but it's a wick right on the 1 hour. Um, I'm still more bullish than bearish, but Folk rock, mostly. Okay, nice, nice, nice. How long have you been playing guitar? Are you in a band, by the way? What is the 4 hour doing? Oh, we could go lower again into this wick here. Okay, it's a lot of wicks again. Also on the 1 hour, so that means a lot of back and forth, right? Back and forth, back and forth. 12-year singer-songwriter. Sometimes I'm in a, oh, nice. That's, I think that was awesome if you can express yourself in that way. There we go. I know a lot of people are just going pounding on those shorts because they think, oh, the low is almost there, we're going lower. And I think a lot of people are losing their accounts and their evals and stuff like that. But not, we are not. So we are not. We are careful. I would rather miss a move than be stuck in this price action, if that makes sense. But the wicks are telling you already, the wicks are giving you a lot of insights already. What does it tell you? We've had a lot of gaps being created, a lot of imbalances on the upside, and a lot of imbalances on the previous hours. So what does that mean? You can expect more back and forth for the next at least half an hour. It depends. It could work its way through one wick and go blast through. At some point, it will blast through one, right? It will do that. But a lot of the times when you have both sides and they're equally large, you wait until one of them, or let's just you watch until one of them gets worked through. And the best scenario is if one goes to the 50% of one and then goes back up and then works. So like say it goes up into this one, then it goes a little bit lower and then goes back up, and then it's already done the work here a little bit, and then it might blast through one of it too. But we'll see. So pa pa pom pom pom. Why is my head so itchy? Okay, we're staying above the 50% of the breaker, but it looks heavy a little bit, right? We're creating all equal lows, but we're staying above the 10 o'clock. It is 11 exactly. I'm still more bullish than bearish, but zero expectations. I'm bullish, but I'm not willing to put my money on the line. If that makes sense. I guess it makes sense, right? On a day like this. 50%. We went to the 0.33. We left this open. Could we leave the opening range gap? Yes, we could. Could be enough. We could go to the downside. Could we drop all the way to the low? Yes. Could we drop to the volume imbalance? Yes, we could. Everything's possible. But they just seem to like this bullish fair value gap a little bit too much, right? It's a breaker, and then this one seems to be holding up pretty much. So there we go, we're out of it. Midnight tagged again. There we go. When they will let it run. We're in a wick again here, so we're going to go into a bearish fair value gap, so most likely we'll stall again here. Maybe at noon. A lot of the times what you see when you have all morning like this, then noon is a very good time to trade. I actually really like the noon and the PM sessions on days like this, because sometimes you get really nice moves because they hold it, they contain it for a long time. You can see it's not going anywhere, right? It's just literally, we've been literally trading in this range. We broke out of it here a little bit to create the bullish structure, I believe. It looks nice, the structure though, but we're still respecting this 30-second breaker. Until we go below this and below the 40% line here, I'm still bullish. So until we break the breaker, then I remain bullish. But listen, they could hold this, they could do this all day if the weekly objective has been met, which is a possibility on Friday, right? Because Friday is just like, okay, what has the week done? The monthly, if I look at the monthly, it's sort of like, okay, we went back into the range here and we're at the 50%. Maybe we can go a little bit higher, and then, you know, we can just, so if the monthly objective has been met, it doesn't have to do a lot. It's just going to go back and forth. There is no point for the market. I'll go to the monthly again, because we have it's the last day of the month, right? And we had the large drop yesterday. So the monthly in January, what day is it? Yeah, it's the last day of the month, right? So we have the open, high, the low, and the close. The close is going to be here somewhere. Now, if it's a bullish candle, the 20, 30, 40% will be in this area here. So if this is the open, it could close somewhere here. So that's why I'm also bullish. But we could also go back to the downside, make this a bearish candle. But I don't think it's going to do that, though. It's 400 points to the downside. It could. Then we can reverse this. But you can see we're hovering we're just below this area now of the monthly. So I'm just wondering, looking at the monthly candle, does it really want to go further down to the downside? If we already retraced 20, 30, 40% of the monthly candle. We did the large move yesterday, so technically we had the monthly TGIF back into the range. So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant on a short, if that makes sense. But it could still slam down and just disrespect all these levels and go further down. I mean, it can go all the way to 60, 70, 80. There you go. So it doesn't always work. We could have a doji, right? The monthly could also end in a doji candle, but this is sort of like, most of the times a candle retraces 20 to 30 to 40%. But we also have dojis. We also have other. It could fully reverse and become a bearish candle as well on the last day. Could, but it's sort of like, you know, you can use it sometimes, especially when you hover around 30%. Then you have your playing field to 20 and 40. Now it's a little bit tricky because we're hovering around this bottom area. But yeah, so just watching this area. So for me, the monthly is a little bit more important now than the weekly, if that makes sense. And the weekly now, we're at the 50% of the range, of the weekly range, yes. Yeah, Jerry, it is, I think the monthly objective has been met already, so that's why you get this price action. The monthly candle retraced yesterday back into the range. Instead of the weekly candle, the weekly TGIF, I think we had the monthly TGIF, if that makes sense. So the monthly candle, we made a high and it retraced back into the 20, 30, 40%. So this is exactly the 40% range of the monthly candle. And you can see we're not going below it. We're sort of like hovering on top of the 40% of the monthly candle. This is the weekly candle, but the blue line is the 40%. So it makes me think like, hey, if the monthly, weekly, what is, because we have, today is the month end, but also the weekend. So I guess logically, I would think that the monthly has a little bit more value than the weekly. So I disregard the weekly now, and especially where around, we always say we don't dibble in the middle. We're around the 50% of the weekly range. So also it's for me low probability. I'm not going to put my money on the line. I'm just paper trading then. But I'm considering the monthly candle and looking, okay, we are here exactly at the 40. And the bodies are not going below the 40% anymore. We're just wicking below it, right, on the hourly. So since 7 o'clock, we don't have any bodies below the 40%. So that's why I'm watching this area. Yeah, if you're good in scalping, but hey, whatever works for you. If you're good in scalping, go for it. But if you know those levels and you use them, hey, why not, right? But I'm okay to wait for longer trades and miss a few days. But if you can scalp, hey, why would you not do it? Totally. Yeah. And also, like for example, if you scalp, right? There are many. If you also use the N walks here from N walk to N walk and event horizons, you can use those levels as well. Like if you see it bouncing between these levels, well, this is not really a bad trade though, but you know, I'm sort of waiting for a little bit of an expansion move to maybe this area here, and maybe even here, something like that. That's what I'm waiting for. Like I said, I'm more bullish than bearish, but I'm not, because of the price action, I'm not willing to put my money on the line. If it sounds weird, but I just like to tape read then and see, okay, am I reading it correctly? Is it the monthly candle that is leading this price action? Am I right with the analysis using the monthly, because it's the last day of the month as well? Can I rely on this value to be kept, or are we going to break this at some point, right? And then we might go down all the way to 80%. It's possible. I mean, it's 300 points. We can do that in the remaining day, right? Could we be bearish until December lows? I wonder if we are. I could be totally wrong, and we could slam down and take those lows. That would mean that we could get a doji on the monthly. I'm just more bullish for some reason. It's hard to. we're just around at 50% continuously on the weekly. We're not moving away. We're just going into the wicks. We do have a equal low here. I see that, and a volume imbalance, so I'm watching that. So I do have that as a draw, but I'm also like, I don't know. Let's see. If it goes there, it goes there. 1116. Do we have SMT? See, we have SMT on both sides on ES, so that's also low probability, right? If you have SMT on both sides. It is a yeah. Okay, we broke the breaker, so this is now broken. I'm bullish on ES until 6957. Well, technically, I said if we break the breaker, I actually have to turn bearish, but I still find it difficult to be bearish. But look, we are going down, but we are in a wick here as well. Again, we have a wick here, so it will break one of the wicks at some point. We're below 50%. Yeah, so now we seem to have some. Let's see what it's doing. Very tricky. Very tricky price action. Low, 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 low. Or are you going to take it out now? Guys, if you want to trade, just paper trade or just use a micro. Just be very careful. It's Friday. Looks heavy now, right? Good day for prop firm owners. Yeah, we should start a prop firm, right? Hey, yeah, we should start a prop firm. Yeah, guys, you don't want to trade this, right? I mean, you don't get excited from this price action, I hope. 702. Let's see if we're going to reject here again. So we're going to go 735 and then stop most likely. Little gap here. Oh, we technically did not take out Asia, did we? I would just buy a wick. Okay, just a wick. I took Asia low, took Asia high. Kira, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the family. So you see that now the move, the better move is sort of coming when the lunch is closer, after 11 o'clock. Let's see what it's going to do at 7:02ish. So this technically is also a breaker. Low, high, lower low. On the 9-minute. But we retested it already at 10:30, so it might not be too strong. This was actually the retest, 10:30 of this breaker. 10:30 up to here. That was, well, that was a trade, and I didn't get out, but 10:30 retest. Here we go. Are we getting out of it again? I wonder if we're going to get, if this hourly candle is going to go back into the range and close above this again. So let's see if it's going to stay below or is it going to go back up into the range. Shorts are being hammered. If that's the case, the shorts are just going to be Fox. This is just pure. We are in only manipulation. It's just consolidation on the higher. I can't. If you see so many wicks on the 1 hour like this, you don't want to make anything of it. It's just I'm not even thinking I'm not thinking AMD at all right now, because if I look at the 4 hour, look here, this is just wick. This is nothing to me. We are in a fair value gap here. I don't make any. You cannot make anything of this. If you look at the 15-minute, for example, right here, you don't want to. The only thing that I look right now is like, okay, I'm looking for breakers, and are we holding up certain levels, OTE levels? But this is all higher time frame consolidate. I call it 15-minute babies, right? We're making 15-minute babies, and I'm just watching that 40% level on the monthly. If we go below that, if we might break that and go into another N walk or something. But I wouldn't be surprised if we go back up into that range on the here on the 15-minute. You see the price is below that, but on the 1 hour, you've seen this price was held above here, right? So I want to see. So the 1 hour is important to me now, because then it tells me, okay, we're going back into the range. If not, if we close, well, we still have half an hour to go. But let's see if we are respecting this breaker. It's very low probability. I mean, I think the shorts are being torn apart unless they're scalping. So yeah, let's see. We go back into, if we close above the line on the 1 hour. If the 1 hour is important, not the 15. You see here we go back. We're back here again. I guess that's also, hey, that might be the scalping area. Go back and forth to this level, but let's see. Mm, 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 mm. It's very low probability. We go back into the range. We went into, well, we can call this an order block. This is a bullish order block. We're also in a wick here, so it's a toying cost for me. Now one could argue, yes, it's a bearish for value gap, so we're most likely are going down. Could be, but 4 o'clock is here, could be a barrier. We went into the OTE level. We could go lower, but we also could go higher. And people call this a BPR, but it's just consolidation and it can easily be taken out. I feel like with trading, you have to be at 100% every day. Even one mistaken fuck up, like I was feeling low today and got wrecked. So when I don't feel 100%, I just don't put my money on the line. That's something that I had to train myself to do. So you see that right now as well. If I don't feel the market, or I just don't trust it, I just paper trade it. And I actually really enjoy it because I learn a lot. But I think that's the only thing that, Jerry, you need to get comfortable not to trade, and let it just watch and paper trade, and let some trades just go. And if you paper trade it, or miss a trade, you journal it. And also, what you were saying, I feel really low today and got wrecked. Make it a win. It sounds very easy. I know it's not, but like, okay, what did you do, right? Okay, you made it, you did something, but you have to journal it. And also, no one has to read your journal. No one. You write down why you did it, and you have to be brutally honest. Were you over trading? Were you just feeling bored? Hey, overtrading is a thing for me. I never thought that I had any I'm not addicted. I don't have an addictive character, so I never thought. I was like, no, I don't. I'm not going to overtrade. I'm not greedy. I'm not going to fall to that trap. Well, guess what? I did, because it's a chemical in your brain. But you have to really be honest, and it's like really hard to really find out what your flaws are, which you think you don't have them, because I am disciplined in life. I have, but not with trading. I was not. I was over trading. Um, and now I'm really, I'm very comfortable with not just sitting on my hands. But I'm not sitting on my hands. I'm tape reading. I still feel like, oh, I'm really doing something. My brain is still active in the sense of, oh, I'm tape reading. I'm going over levels, and am I reading it correctly? And I'm still journaling this. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going over. Okay, I'm looking at the monthly candle. I'm looking at the weekly. Can I find a logic here? So, but most important thing is, even though my paper trades, that's why I let them being stopped out, because then I go over. Okay, why was I stopped out? I got in too early, and why did I feel the need to do that? For example. So you make every win a loss. You make it a win, in the sense of, in hindsight, going over it. So next time, so you learn from it. So yeah, and like you said, I was feeling low already. If you feel sick or down, or you have a lot on your plate, like, I have a lot of things going on, sometimes with the internet workers. That's also one of the reasons I'm like, oh, you know what? And the time of the year, I'm just not trading. I'm just not going to put my money on the line. I don't care if I'm on stream. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to tape read, and because I learn my lessons. I mean, it's always the same. It's just, you can really we can bet on it. If you have a bad day and you're just not focused because you have things that are blocking your mind, you're going to have a losing day almost, because it's one thing to do analysis, but then combining analysis with execution is also something, because sometimes I can read price really well, but my execution still suck. I'm like, okay, wow, that's weird, but it's a thing. It's really weird. It's a totally different thing. You can you can do your execution, but you can be slow in your brain. You can have, sometimes you just cannot pull the trigger. It's really weird. I mean, especially now with doing the streams, I found out, I never thought about that, but they're two different things, execution and analysis. And sometimes they're not in tune. So you can you can really have the best analysis you can, but if you're late, if you're slow, you have a slow day, and you're just hesitant to get in. Sometimes you only have a few seconds to decide. So also those two things are a thing. They can be out of tune together. So it's just, and that's why in London, when I start London, my first two trades, even though I'm planning to go in, I'm always doing my paper trades first to see, am I in tune? Am I fast enough? Is my brain working? Is my internet working? Do I have glitches? It's all like checks I'm doing constantly, because I'm fed up losing money. It sounds, I'm just fed up with it, and it's also being too easy. I was too easy. You know what? It's just an eval. I can reset it, or I can buy a new one. And I'm sick to my stomach of my. It was not really something I did consciously, but it was unconsciously that I was just not doing the right thing, not disciplined enough. And I was telling myself that I was yes, in life I am disciplined, but I wasn't disciplined enough with this. I lost a few of my own accounts, put my money on the line, and I blew them. I'm really, and at some point you're so sick of it, you're really sick to your stomach from it, and then you will take your rules and you will be more strict. But it's a process, I think, and we all go through it. It's all normal. It's all normal. And it's, I don't think it's really weird because the markets are designed around fear and greed. So, and you know, they know how the psyche works. So, and I was also like, well, how does it work? It's so interesting, right? It's just, you know, when you have a losing trade, you want to fix it. So you want to get back into it. And so, and why do we go all the way into our accounts and blow our accounts? Because it's the relief of not having that account anymore. So not being in drawdown because it's over and done with. And it's this form of relief, like, oh my God, okay, I'm blown now. Now I can relax because, and that you get used to that feeling, that release. So that's why I kept on going, losing my account because then I was out of that feeling. And it's such a weird thing. Yeah, and think about it. Why do we blow our accounts? Because then after we've blown our account, the relief comes. Okay, the pain is over now. I don't have anything to lose anymore. It's done. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you one thing of my how even when I was in drawdown, very little, it already triggered my brain. And I thought, oh, I never, but that's not how it works. You always are, you can be in drawdown all the time. I could be in drawdown only 10% and I would go full blown, blow my accounts because I could not handle the thought of being in drawdown. I wanted to get out of drawdown. And if it couldn't happen, I just went on and on. And then I blew my account and then I wasn't happy, but the relief, like, oh my God, I don't have the feeling of being in the uncertainty of being in drawdown. It's so interesting how it works, and it's so weird in a way, right? Um, but you have to get comfortable being in drawdown, and it's that's why I paper trade as well, and let my losing trades be a losing trade, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, it felt like the relief. So once you are in drawdown and you keep on going, and then at some point you're like, okay, blow my account, make it a win or blow my account, and then your account is gone, and you are like, okay, you know what? Now I don't have the stress anymore of being in drawdown. The account is gone. It's over and done with, and that's the wrong message for your brain. And it's the relief, and that we get used to it, and that's why people keep blowing their accounts. I was like, why am I keeping doing this? Why keep on? I know what to do, but I'm not doing it. Why? Um, so we need to re rewire our brain, and that's also part of my paper trading. I don't care what people think or say. It's I need to do that, and it's for me. It helps me. Okay, I made a mistake, and I'm looking at my chart, and like this is a losing trade. Even though I could have gone out there, I could have, but I'm journal. It's also the journaling is a loop in your brain that you. So if you have a losing trade, I made a video on this, but if you have a losing trade, if you go straight, if you don't walk away, that's one thing to do. But you can also, what you can do, journal it straight away. That already closes that loop in your brain. Journal it, what went wrong. Now, I did not do that a lot, most of the time, when the market is still going. But you need to close that loop, like, oh my God, I need to fix it. But journaling straight away after a losing trade will close that loop in your brain. Your brain will be satisfied. It doesn't need to go back into the charts to solve it. You solving it, going into the charts, okay, what could have I done better? What did I do wrong? What could I have done to do better? And you need to make it a positive, right? And don't be hard on yourself. Like ICT says, I'm a stupid. No, okay, I made a mistake. I got in drawdown. Now, what did I overlook? What information did I not take? And write down your emotions as well. And then make it a win. Like, okay, so you have to close that loop. It's about that loop we get into. It's so fascinating. Hey, listen, I made a video on it because I was so like, what in the hell is going on with me? It was after I was profitable. I got into that. I'm like, huh? I've got a model. I've got even another model. I am making money, but I still fall in that trap. Why? I know, and you tell people, oh yeah, you need to do that. You need to not overtrade and not to revenge trade. Yeah, we all know that. We can, And I even had a post-it next to my computer, and it still happened. And I'm disciplined in life. I don't have any addictions. And I'm like, what? Okay, well, so yeah, it's fascinating, but it's a real thing, and the markets are designed for us retailers to fall into that trap. So, but we just have to fool our brains, close the loop. Okay, we're back. We're back above that 50%. You see a 40% line of the monthly. So that's I find that fascinating. This came from me from a lot of journaling, using these percentages and see how price behaves at Friday, for example. If you start looking at those little things, it's like, okay, ICT mentioned, okay, TJF 20, 30, 40% of the range, and I was like, okay, well, um, um, so I thought he only goes over the weekly, right? And I'm like, okay, but isn't that just like with every candle then? But isn't just OHLC, open, high, low, close? And if it's on the weekly, don't we have that on the monthly as well? So I looked into that. And even I also use it on the 4 hours sometimes. Um, and I studied that very intensively on Fridays, especially. Um, so I know, for example, now that I have to look at the hourly. Like for example, I'm using this level all the time. This is the monthly level because I think the monthly level has more significance now than the weekly. But if you look at the 15, you see the bodies are below it already, so that wouldn't give you the information, right? So I know from my journaling that I have to keep looking at them hourly in this case to see, because it's so wiki today, are we staying above on the hourly? So we have 15 minutes to go on the next hourly, and we're back between the 50% and the 40% of the, so you can see how the bodies are just going. So this is a range. So if you're a scalper, like I wish I was better in scalping, but for me it's just I'm just happy reading it and understanding to stay out of it. But we're forming equal highs, lows, and highs. At some point they will come in play, and we are watching it, and we know those levels. At some point they will be we'll have a nice trade. But time it's just not ready to move. It might do a move 230, but maybe not. Maybe it's going to stay in this range all day. But we're back at 50%. We're back at 50%. I'm telling you, a lot of people are getting wrecked because everybody's going to. I mean, a lot of people are trying shorts all day long. I know that I was one of them. Today, not my favorite PM session since I'm an orb trader. So today I know trade day. Yes, and it's good to know your strat. If you have a strategy and it works for you, and it's not there, you just skip it, right? Um, but listen, I'll tell you one thing: the opening range gap here is giving me a lot of information, together with the NWOGs. It's respecting all those levels, and it's just going back and forth, back and forth. Let me see what gold is doing. See, gold went into this old opening range gap. It didn't even get here, so it's just consolidating. So it's really not of any interest. But isn't it not fun just to understand, just to see, okay, it's going to be so low probability. That's already such a win, right? I'm actually really happy today, even though I'm not putting on money. I'm like, okay, I'm reading, I'm seeing it properly, that it's not really, it's consolidating, it's doing that, according to what I'm seeing. I'm already happy with that, to be honest. Just seeing that it's not really me, not being a scalper, just being able to not miss any move, but also seeing that it's moving in the way I think it's going to move for now. I don't feel any FOMO on this move down. Um, so I think that's a win too, right? Being able to read it. I'm not even stressing myself that my execution. I mean, my execution has been shit this week, by the way. But I guess the market was not my market, you know. So oh, what am I doing? Um, yeah. I don't know if it's really it's just the monthly objective is just met. I mean, it's sort of like the monthly objective. We went back into the range and it's just done. I mean, it doesn't have to do a lot anymore. Let's have a look at the IPTA levels, by the way. I haven't looked at those for a while. Let's have a look at the IPTA. IPTA. Where's my IPTA? Um, what did I use? I lost it. I think it was this one. I lost so many things. Okay, I need to go to the daily. Let's see what. See, if you look at the 20-day, if there's not really much to do. I mean, we just. It's just. You can see here we're in the fair value gap here, balancing out. We balanced out this one. The only thing that we did not go into was this one. The 20, 40. If the 20, we managed to get into here. This is. I do. You know, it's sort of like in the 20-day. We could have a body closure through here, but I guess the wick is fine for now. We still have this one here, IPTA 60, but the 20-day, I mean, so if you see this as a candle, in January, where did we start? 17 December. We start here, made a low, so we open, made a low, we made a high, and now we're back in the range. So this is just, we're just done for the month. There's not much to do. it's easy how people want to. Now I'm talking about stocks in general, not futures. Well, it's the same. I mean, the NQ and the ES are derived from a bunch of stocks and futures. They are derived from the. Okay, we are below again. I'm getting hungry a little bit. We do have a flat. Do we have a flat tea here? I need to make some food. I think I'm going to stop the stream because it's not really that interesting anymore. I mean, we might go lower now. You see, we have a breaker. One, we tapped into 1, 2, 3, now 4 times. So I most likely will break at some point. We are below the opening range gap. We are breaking again below the 40%. But I'm not. I'm still not going to trade a short. Yeah. Now we could go into this volume, but that's the only one that I'm seeing with equal lows here. That was the only one, the IPTA 20 as well, this area. Could be, but 200, 300. Still 4 more hours to go. A lot can happen. But guys, we could also have a nice weekend already, do some other things. I'm going to start my weekend, enjoy, do some nice things. Journaling will come later in the weekend. I'm not going to do anything today. It's 7 o'clock here, almost 7. Yes. So any questions, guys? Take care. I'm going to take a break. Yeah. Have a nice weekend, Jerry. Enjoy. And I know you're going to do some nice stuff. Do I talk too much? Do I talk too much? Be honest. Do I talk too much or you? You talk too much? No. No, you don't talk too much. You mean you're asking me if you talk too much? Not at all. No, 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 no. Not at all. Why would you say? Why would you think that? No, I love it that you guys are active. Did I miss something? I know I'm going to take my trades before they get there, then I use resting orders. Okay, gotcha, okay. No, no, okay, no, don't feel that way. Hey, listen, you've seen me getting, there was a couple of times that I got annoyed with some people. You'll know when I'm annoyed. It happened this week. So I'm definitely not annoyed with you, Jim. Not at all. Okay, I'm just seeing. I just want to make sure I haven't missed any old questions. I don't think so, right? Not at all. Okay, guys. I will see you back on Monday. Oh, Fox, you have a nice weekend too. I know you're going to do some nice stuff as well. See you back on Monday. You know where to find me if there's any questions or comments. And do I have something weird on my head here? I ate some candy and it looks like I have a big bump on my head, but we'll see. I'll have to look in the mirror now. Okay, guys. Love you guys and thank you so much for hanging out and just reading tape. Let's see what happens. Maybe post something in the Discord later on if I see anything interesting. If not, we'll just enjoy. Okay. Ciao, ciao.